All right, this next section is from chapter 11, which is the editing chapter, editing for style and tone. This first topic is about clarity, concision, and fluency. And you will be getting a grade, a part of your grade on everything that you turn in throughout the semester will include this measure, CC and F. I think sometimes you may see it like that on the rubric. But you can certainly look for it on the rubric on every assignment, and you will see it there. So let's review what these terms mean. The first one is clarity, and it's broken up into two sections, and this pretty much is the basic things to take into consideration. Clarity is, of course, making sure that what you're saying is clear and understood by your readers. So this first topic group is called pronoun ambiguity. So we know what a pronoun is. He, she, it, those kind of things. They, you, we. But pronoun ambiguity, the word ambiguity means that it's just not clear, that it could be taken several ways. So the first example here, after putting the gun in the cabinet, Lucy sold it. Lucy sold what? What did Lucy sell? We have a gun, we have a cabinet, but we have no clue from this sentence which one is the item that Lucy sold. It could work either way. That is ambiguity. Take the radio out of the car and fix it. Take the radio out of the car and fix the radio? Or take the radio out of the car and fix the car? Again, it's not clear by the sentence. The sentence needs to be reworded so that it is clear and there is no ambiguity. The next bullet point, when Ahmed joined Lewis in the business, he did not know that he would be a failure. Okay, who did not know and who was going to be the failure? It is not clear. Two names are mentioned in the subject. Two names are referred to by pronoun, but you don't know which is which. Or it could be the same one. Lewis did not know that Lewis would be a failure, for instance. And then the fourth bullet example, with his phone in one hand and his camera in the other, Henry snapped photos with it as the parade passed. Okay, tell me, did he snap photos with his phone or did he snap photos with his camera? There's not a right or wrong here. It could be either one. The problem is the sentence doesn't make it clear. It needs to be reworded so that it is clear. Those are some examples of pronoun ambiguity, and we will see those. You will see those marked up on your paper. I don't understand, so watch for them. Active voice. This one is more a preference, and it is the way that we write in technical documents. We do not write in an around-the-about way like you would in a novel. Active voice means tell me who is doing the acting and what the action is. The man was bitten by the dog. Who is doing the acting? Well, it's the dog. That shouldn't occur at the end of the sentence in active voice. Right up front, the dog bit the man. Much shorter, much clearer, and you don't have to wait to the end of the sentence to find out what the subject is. So active voice is put that subject up front, say what it is they did in really concise, clear language. The ballots were counted by the volunteers. Reword that one. The volunteers counted the ballots. The next one, the 1780 Constitution of Massachusetts was written by John Adams. Yeah, go to active voice. John Adams wrote the 1780 Constitution of Massachusetts. All right, that's the topic of clarity. The next topic is conciseness, and this one is what our exercise this week will be, and it can be tricky, and we may have to work on this a little harder than we do on some other topics, but we're going to give it a shot because being concise in your technical writing is very important. People are working. This is not reading for pleasure. This is reading for, to be informed, to be, all those things that we've talked about before. And we've got to get to the point quickly and clearly. Here's our first example. Many uneducated citizens who have never been to school continue to vote for better schools. What is an uneducated citizen? That's someone who's never been to school. So why did you state it twice? I'm like, pick one. Many uneducated citizens continue to vote for better schools. Get rid of that extra verbiage that does not add to the sentence. The next one, citizens who knew what was going on voted him out of office. Okay, that's just a little long. How can you shorten that? Knowledgeable citizens voted him out of office. Clear, concise. Next example, there are 25 students who have already expressed a desire to attend the program next summer. It's a little wordy. We can do better. 25 students have expressed a desire to attend the program next summer. Get rid of the extra words. Get down to the heart of the matter quickly and concisely. The last example, I was in the process of looking for a job when I met Mr. Tran. Make it short and sweet. I was looking for a job when I met Mr. Tran. No need to add all that extra verbiage about being in the process of. The third topic, so we've covered clarity and conciseness, concision. The next one is fluency. How the topic flows in your writing. You need to look at combining related ideas, and there's examples of this in the book, of varying sentence length. You don't want all your sentences to be the same length. They need to have some variation, some short, some long. It actually makes for easier reading. Third bullet point, just use straightforward wording. Again, look in your book. Page 218 has a good discussion of this. 219, avoid useless jargon. Now, you're going to find in some of our work as we move forward that we will talk about jargon, and it does have a place in the workplace. Sometimes it's useless jargon that we're talking about. You want to avoid that. Avoid being overly informal. In workplace writing, we do need some level of formality, so you don't want to be so formal that it makes the document difficult to read, but you want to avoid being overly informal. And the last one can be a little tricky. You do want to avoid biases in your document. Biases can be by gender or by age, disabilities. There's all kinds of biases, and it's hard to recognize those in your own writing, but it can be done if you become aware of them and start watching for them. So check out your book, pages 228 through 230, to review about avoiding biases in your writing. All right, now we have some examples. This one is an example of concision. It's a joke, I get that, but it was from a topic of how a career in technical communication ruined me as a letter writer. So it starts off, Dear Aunt B, I wanted to thank you so much for the beautiful new Angora sweater you sent me for my birthday. I can't believe you remembered that blue is my absolute favorite color, especially that gorgeous shade of robin's egg blue, which reminds me of the summers I spent with you in the country all those years ago. I'll think of you whenever I wear it. I really appreciate the time and effort you took to pick this out. Wrap it so nicely and send it to me. With lots of love, your niece, Suzanne. Okay, the problems, if this was a technical document, you've got a lot of unnecessary words, you've got some redundancy, superfluous detail. Really, I didn't need to know all that. Your sentences were too long, you have stuff that's just unnecessary. So the correction is down below. And here's the letter revised. Dear Aunt B, thank you for the sweater. It is warm, soft blue. I think of you whenever I wear it. I appreciate your kindness. Sincerely, Suzanne. Okay, not the letter we want to send to dear Aunt B, I'm sure, but just an example of the difference between why the other kinds of writing we do when we really like all that extra detail, and technical writing when we try to get to the heart of the matter because we are trying to accomplish something quickly in the business place. We have other work to do and need to move on. So a funny example, but one that kind of makes it clear the difference between the kinds of writing. I'm sorry that this still says in-class exercise at the top since you are clearly not in class, but we'll pretend a little bit. So the first example we have is he stopped going to the basketball courts after school on account of the fact that it was necessary for him to work at the local grocery store. I would like you to take just a few seconds and see how you would reword that to make it as concise as possible without losing any of the meaning. What would you suggest? We've done this a couple of times in class and we've gotten down to what is the typical answer for it. He stopped playing basketball after school in order to work instead. Got rid of all the extra words, got rid of the things that were stated more than once, and it still says everything that we needed to say. Very nice, concise review. Number 2, it is expected that the new bus route schedule will be posted by the Cougar Tracks shuttle service sometime in the next few days or so. Okay, that's not only wordy, that seems a little out of order. Let's see if we can take a few seconds and reword that to be as concise as possible. All right, our best efforts here are the new bus route schedule will be posted in a few days. And if we want to change that to active voice, that one is pretty clear, but we could go one step further. And what would you do to change that to active voice? You could say Cougar Tracks will post the new bus schedule in the next few days. Something along those lines would change it to go to active voice. Number 3, this one is really long. In our company, there are all kinds of opportunities for professional growth with a company that provides some really great benefits, like 401k, health benefits, retirement benefits, etc., and also offers some real opportunities for advancement over time. Okay, how much of that can you leave out? How much of that can you clear up? What's your suggestion for concision here? How about this one? Our company has excellent benefits and offers opportunities for growth and advancement. You think you left out too much, maybe? What is, with the first sentence, excellent benefits? These were just examples of benefits, 401k, health benefits, retirement. So you could clearly leave all of that out and just say benefits. So those are the kinds of things we're going to be looking for when we want to aim for really concise language in our work.